What's up, Shacklz gang? This is Jaleel Shacklz, your advice guru. In today's video, I want to talk about picking yourself back up. And this isn't like those other videos where it's like, you can do this, pick yourself up, and just like yelling across the screen. I'm a humble guy. At the same time, I give my experiences to allow you to understand and be able to make this relatable to your situation. Because for a while, I was sitting depressed, like, you know, in the past, I grew up with my mom and my sister, so I felt the need to fix things. And then afterwards, I started getting into electronics and started doing competitions. But since I haven't done it in a while, I forgot all that information, and I started feeling sorry for myself. And then I tried to pick up a book, and I tried to take notes and try to remember what was going on, but it just wasn't sticking. And it angered me, and it frustrated me, and it was just like, why is this not sticking? I found out more so recently the problem was that I wasn't practicing what I learned previously. And it's not all about just gathering all this information and then just spitting it out. It's actually about practicing it to the point where it becomes habitual, to where it's like becoming a magnet to your soul, that anybody that asks you a question about it, you could answer instantly, like, oh, this is wrong with it, that's wrong with it. And I know my initial hard time was starting because I wanted to do music, I wanted to do all these other things. And the problem is, if you don't start somewhere, you start nowhere because your mind is congested. And with that confusion, when you're not doing anything, you feel like you're not achieving, which puts you in a deeper depression. Hopefully that makes sense. If it didn't, rewind the video a little bit and hear it one more time. If you're already feeling depressed about your situation, don't sit in the depression. Use that, let that be fuel to make your situation better. I remember working jobs where I wasn't too happy. I wanted to be a server, and I ended up going up 5 positions. But when you end up in the kitchen, you stay in kitchen. You don't become a server, so I left. And I really wanted to pursue music on top of that, so I thought it would be the best thing. And now, after quitting and like doing all these other things, I finally found a job that I really like. At the same time, there is opportunities to become an electrician or an electrical engineer in it. So that gave me more motivation. And I literally picked up the book and started practicing. I stopped thinking about what I did in the past and started thinking what I could do for my present. And once I opened the book and started practicing just one chapter a day, and just like going and rewriting like 1,000,000 times and doing it again and again, it started sticking. And it started making me feel like, hey, I could accomplish that. And if you're going for a job and you feel like you're not getting that job and you just want a better one, apply for it. And what you put in your application, call about a week later and check on the status of your application. That way they can put a voice and a face to it and decide whether they want to hire you. Because companies will get a bunch of applications and look through them, but if they don't have a face or a voice to put to it, then it just becomes junk mail. But if you can make that difference for them and make it seem like, hey, I really want to work for you, then they have no choice but to hire you. And if they don't hire you, they're missing out, and you need to apply to another job. Do the same thing until you get what you want. You have to keep on fighting for it. Don't let it just be that one company. Find something that you really enjoy doing and just start it. On another topic, even if it's about a diet and you want to become healthier, I'm working on it. Because I've been eating junk food like crazy. I smoked before. It's just been hell. So what I started doing was eating healthier by buying bread from Walmart, getting this water jug, and it's made me feel more enlightened. And for maybe about a few months, I do this every once in a while, I quit juice and soda because I'm trying to refresh my body, cleanse it, and feel really good about myself, you know? It's just something that we all need. And in this generation, we're all stuck feeling like everybody's already done what there is needed to be done. But in reality, you need to go through these experiences so that you could build yourself up, pick yourself up, so that you can see what you do and don't like, and figure out what in this world you can do to make a difference. A lot of stuff is becoming more and more repetitive. If you listen to the radio, most of the songs sound exactly the same. You can remix any song into another, and it's just ridiculous. It used to be where you barely hear 2 seconds of a song, and you know exactly what song that is. I mean, you could probably do it now, but it's a lot harder to identify. But you have to pick yourself up. You can't just sit in this depression. You have to use that as fuel to make you want to do better, to pick yourself up with. And if you don't like the job that you're currently at, either study or apply for another job and make your current schedule work around it. And when you get in there long enough, then leave. You don't necessarily have to, I know it's bad, but you don't necessarily have to tell the first job you got a second job. Just change your schedule so that it works for you. And then venture on and do what you feel makes you happy. Like, with the music and everything else, with us expressing our feelings, it makes us feel like it's okay to be depressed and to sit in it. Not necessarily okay with your situation to make yourself better, but okay and sit in it. That's not life. Life is supposed to be enjoyable. Yeah, you have complications, but you have that wherever you go. But it's better to have more pros than to have cons. And I hope you guys have a great day. Pick yourself up. Jaleel Shacklz, your advice guru. Doices.